We have a sister right here that's definitely been a proponent of beauty standards for black women, and she wrote a book called Thick, and she's doing an event. Yes, that is you. She's doing a beautiful event that's coming on the 13th. And I'd like for her to kind of give some information about that event, because we definitely need all the community out supporting what she's doing for the children as well as for women as well, and empowering them with her pillow talk and stuff of that. Now, yeah, I know your whole little resume, Miss Johnson. So go ahead and introduce yourself to Houston and the rest of the world, and give them some information about how you're handling some of the mental health issues and some of the things that are affecting our students as well mentally.
Absolutely. My name is Arelia Johnson. I'm the founder of the OWNED project, OWNED. You can look us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just to segue from the spirit that she's just filled this place with.
Yes.
It's amazing, and I'm just so grateful to be here in this moment with you, sis, and just to kind of be able to share in that gift and passion. So thank you very, very much. You have a very beautiful voice.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So the OWN Project is a community-conscious organization that's focused on the development of families and children. We went from just the female aspect to it being inclusive of families and children now, and so we look at that development educationally, academically, personally. And on October 13th, 2015 at Southeast Community Church at 6:30 p.m. there will be a town hall meeting, so to speak. It'll be more about actually putting together an action plan, a strategy for our kids academically. And we'll be talking about education and progression in the 21st century. And how do we get our kids to be self-confident and self-aware and become self-managing and self-efficient and self-worthy and self-respected. And so it's all about the self, because, when you look at the population of special education, and if you look at, behavior classes, you see that it's mainly filled with African American boys.
That's right.
And so we have to look at, why are we allowing these people to put these labels on our children? Emotionally disturbed, learning disabled, other health impairment. What are these impairments? What are these disabilities? Are they really a disability? Are they disabled somehow, some way, or are we labeling them so it's an easier process so they can go from the schoolhouse to the prison house?
Wow.
So that's what we'll be talking about. How do you navigate public education? How do you put together a plan for your kid when you're talking about literacy and basic math skills? Can your child do multiplication from 1 through 12?
Right.
Can they, understand phonics and pronunciation? So we'll be talking about that. How do you go in after this first 6 weeks and ask the teachers questions about your child's progress? What questions should you ask?
Right.
How do you rebut those answers that they give you?
So basically what it sounds like is you're giving a crash course, or really a tutorials on how to understand the school and how schools work and what works best for our children. Kind of like a best practices, so to speak. Where did you pull this information from, and the resources and the expertise? What is guiding this, and where can people who want more information, how can they find out more about this?
So I do a lot of research, and I graduated from Texas Southern University. I was well educated there, but I've been in the classroom since 2008, and I've only taught in Title I schools, which means I went from Yates to Sharpstown to
Can you kind of
Addicts.
break down what Title I means for our listeners that don't know?
Title
Just
I
real quick.
is a school, a funding source that was created by the United States government based off of the population that's surrounding the schools. That means that most of your kids are economically disadvantaged.
Correct.
So if you look at HISD, it's like 93.7% or something like that.
Yeah, somewhere in the high.
Yeah, it's
90s.
extremely high. That all of these kids are coming from low income or impoverished, underrepresented, underserved areas. So Title I schools are funded specifically to make sure that these kids have certain materials. However, since being in a Title I school, I've seen the resources sit there. I've seen libraries close, but I haven't seen kids walking around with paper. I haven't seen them walking around with backpacks. I haven't seen them walking around with binders or with pencils. Every day, I have to give a kid a pencil because they don't have it. But you got a $250 pair of shoes on your feet. So we have to make sure, and it's going to be a very truthful truth-telling situation, and it's going to be a lot of times when I'm going to say to the parents, if you can't say amen, just say ouch, because it's okay.
Ooh.
Because I have to tell you the truth in this moment about what's taking place with our kids.
Right.
And I've watched it, and I've watched HISD just decline. And Texas education decline over the last 35 years. And so I'm going to go from 1980 with the TABS test to 2015 with the STAR test. And so we're just going to break it all down.
Let's break it all down. Give people information. We're going to come back to you and definitely later on the show let people know exactly how they can get in contact with you and when the event is and where it is. But real quick, fast, give everyone that 411 for them.
So it's October 13th, 2015 at Southeast Community Church. It starts at 6:30. We'll have 4 educators there. It's a free event. You can go on Facebook, facebook.com/the THEOWNED project. Like the page, register, free registration.